This episode is brought to you by Nordstrom. Summer's almost out and fall's calling. Luckily, Nordstrom has everything you need for the season ahead, all under $100. Discover new arrivals from your favorite brands like Mango, Princess Polly, Wave, Free People, BDG, and more. Whether you're planning a last-minute getaway, heading back to class, or refreshing your office looks, you'll find the latest trends and beauty must-haves without breaking your budget. It's easy, too, with free shipping, free returns, and in-store order pickup. Shop today, in stores, and at Nordstrom.com.
Welcome to the Supreme Resort, Land v. World, a podcast about Disneyland and Walt Disney World, and which is the Supreme Resort. Each episode, we will discuss and explore each resort, ride by ride, land by land, dating app by dating app, to determine which is better. I'm your host, Jimmy, and thank you for joining me on this quest to help the greater good of humanity answer this long, elusive question, which is better, Disneyland or Walt Disney World? Joining me, as always, in an alphabetical order is Dan.
Hi, I am Alphabetical Dan.
Great. And Alphabetical Eric.
I suppose I'm also Alphabetical Eric.
Now, if we were going to do this by last name, it would be Johnson first and Pepsi Linkletter second.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So, that works. Okay. All right.
Maybe next time I'll do last names first.
It's Pressler Linkletter. Pepsi.
I'm sorry. Either way, you'd still be second.
Pressler Pepsi Linkletter.
Pressler,
a lot of hyphenates.
Pepsi,
Linkletter. Pressler, Linkletter, Pepsi.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
I failed this yesterday.
I forgot which one your mom's maiden name. I don't. Anyway. Okay, so
her last name was Coke, actually.
Ooh, they can't even be in the same room with each other. You know, in my other job, we work a lot with Pepsi and Coke separately, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But never at the same time.
Not practicing BDS. I see. Okay, go ahead.
So the famous story is that there was a contractor installing, plumbing stuff on a Pepsi project, and he had gone to McDonald's for lunch, and he brought his McDonald's back. McDonald's sells Coke products, so he was kicked off the job.
Wow.
Are you serious?
I'm serious that somebody told me that story. Whether it's true or not, I don't know.
That might actually be true.
I believe it would be. Like, and if somebody's on a Coke job eating a bag of Doritos, I would imagine they'd get kicked off too. On account of that's a Pepsi product.
That's just a really good sign of like the freedom that we get to experience every day in our lives.
Freedom, and it's getting more free every day.
It's so free. Don't you love being so free?
I love winning.
This is a great time for free and winning.
Love those jobs numbers. Anyway,
everything's fine. Everyone, everything is fine.
Everything's great. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen, beyond our main topic, which is a big one, arguably the most important of all topics.
Arguably, I agree. Yes.
I don't even argue about it. It is.
Well, no, by definition, you have to argue because you're able to argue. If it was inarguable, then you couldn't argue.
Oh, okay. So thanks to freedom, I'm able to argue it.
That's right. Freedom of speech.
For now.
First Amendment.
Freedom.
For now. Okay, so speaking of freedom of speech and freedom of expression.
Your results may vary. Please consult a physician.
Everyone's free to come up with ideas.
They are.
Jimmy, did you know it's fun to be free?
It is. You know what? Stay tuned.
Just to give you a little behind the scenes, we have a hard out on this recording this episode.
I have an hour and 45 minutes.
I know, but it's every time we have a hard out, it's these two get distracted.
I'm not going to get to the fireworks factory, I'm getting to the topic, and this is called flourish.
Me, your friend who should be the distractible one. I'm sitting here going like, come on.
Dan, I'm getting to it.
No, I got it.
It's called the weave. All right, I'm weaving.
Oh.
Dan has a comically large watch that he keeps pointing to.
Everyone is free to come up with their own ideas.
Yes, they are.
And some people may come up with the same idea. Some people may come up with ideas and then hear the other person had that idea and take that idea and take it to the next level.
Or some people might see that an idea already exists and think to themselves, wouldn't it be great if I had my own take on it and then kind of let it go for a while. And then the idea was given a comical name a couple months before then that person goes, I know, I'm going to call it that thing.
You may remember, listener, that we had a sponsor starting in May of 2023. It was called Single Riders. It's a Disney dating app, a dating app for Disney adults, which, by the way, there's a new book by AJ something or other from Disney Food Blog called Disney Adults. I've pre-ordered it. It looks wonderful, and
I can't wait to read it. Yeah.
Listen. Anyway, so it's a dating app. They were advertisers. They went a little bit on the far right towards the end of our sponsorship agreement.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks ago, I got multiple texts from listeners and
So did I.
listeners and concierge clients, which are one and the same usually. Is this real? Is this you guys? Did you come up with this? Why did you do this? What are you doing?
Right.
Why are you doing this?
Right.
A lot of that.
Right.
Turns out there is another person who is advertising a new dating app called Single Riders that is aimed at Disney adults who are looking for like-minded companions.
Yes. And I thought, of course, you know, it is possible that we had these two ideas at the same time-ish. One would argue, why did it take so long? But whatever. So I reached out to this person. His name is Joe the Bearded Nerd on TikTok. And he's been doing a lot of promotions. He likes to wear the same onesie a lot, but that has nothing to do with it. Basically saying, oh, isn't this interesting? This was something that we did on our podcast some time ago, thinking any reasonable person would say something along the lines of, oh, that is interesting. I would love to be on your podcast, or could you link me to the thing? Because I'm interested and this is fun and funny. Or, hey, I hope you guys don't mind that I used this because now you are unintentionally affiliated with this thing that I'm doing. You know, all those reasonable things that a person would do. Instead, he deleted all of my comments.
Yeah. So,
and you were surprisingly reasonable.
Yeah, you were not trollish in this.
Well, not
right?
not at the beginning.
At the beginning. So, so let's just explore this. So somebody comes and says, "Hey, person who has this idea, we had this idea too." And if it was completely innocently like we just had the same idea around the same time,
right?
I think you're right. The genuine reaction would be, "Oh my God, that's so funny."
Mm-hmm.
You know, send me a link to your show so I can hear what you guys did. Or, I'd love to promote this thing on your show. Something along those lines.
Let's work together.
If it was, in fact, something that he heard on our show, and to your point, Dan, he is sort of our phenotype, which I had to look up.
Phenotype is, well, no, genotype is different. Phenotype is appearance.
Yeah. So he looks like someone that would listen to our show. Yeah. So if he did, in fact, hear it on our show and take the idea, and in his, I guess, quote unquote, defense, we were very clear, maybe not on mic, that we are not going to pursue this as an actual thing.
Right.
You know, that we're not going to do this. So we shouldn't begrudge someone else who's willing to invest in it because we specifically said we weren't going to do it. In
fact, the joke of it was that this is a cynical, to go back, in case you didn't hear or didn't remember, it started with Pride Month, and that was a satire of corporate cynicism and performative allyship, and then that turned into what would this app be? What kind of person would make this app? Basically, the joke inside of it was all this is a clever name, and if you go any deeper into it, it becomes really clear that that's all it is. And I find it ironic that here's this person who is releasing this thing, and he has since released a lot of TikTok saying, hey guys, what features do you want in this app? Tell me what you want in the app. And then there are also other dating websites for Disney adults, like Meet Upon Main and Mouse Singles, I think is another one. So essentially all this is a clever name.
That's right.
Right.
And it is very clever. By the way.
It is clever, and that's the
nobody
joke.
Thought of it before, yeah,
right.
So back to the point: if he did in fact get the idea from the show, then hey Dan,
yeah,
I love your show. Hope you guys don't mind. or do you want to collaborate or whatever? But it was neither of those responses. Rather,
No,
it was him
delete.
deleting your comment. So why would someone do that?
In fairness, maybe he thought initially that I was just trying to get clout or coattail ride or something like that, which I mean, that's certainly an option now. But I was genuinely trying to reach out to say like, hey, this thing exists. And I kind of implied that like, you may not have engaged in IP theft, but you kind of did, whether you know it or not. And I'd really love it if we could come up with a way to resolve this in a way that benefits everybody and that we can all have fun with. And he deleted that.
And Dan, I mean, to that point, one of the main things I've learned about copyright and trademark infringement is you as even if you don't have necessarily have a trademark or a copyright on something, you still need to defend it.
Right.
Whether you have it or not, you need to show the courts that you have made an attempt to defend it.
Right.
And that's the important part.
And we're not litigious people, and I don't see it getting to that point. But
however, if you're a lawyer listening,
yes, I was going to say,
please give us advice.
The reality is we have it documented on audio for the world to hear in May of 2023.
Right.
Oh, Jimmy, all of those episodes have disappeared from our feed for some reason.
And so I looked more into Joe the Bearded Nerd just to think, okay, who is this guy? He has a lot of interesting takes on his personal TikTok. One of them, not to go and one of them makes a joke. He removed it upon me suggesting that he might want to remove it if he's releasing a dating app. It is a picture of him on the People Mover, basically making a joke about a thing that you should not make a joke about. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's I don't like to use code words because I think it bristles some people to hear them, but SA, that stands for a thing.
Something awful?
Yeah, it's something awful. Basically
sidearm.
Sure. Oh, no. His joke was, hey, maybe I should have sex with a woman and then accuse her of SA after I have any sort of regrets.
Assault of some kind?
There's a certain yes.
Oh, that kind of essay. That's not good.
Yeah, not something you write. And I just saw that and I was like, oh, this guy's awful. And there's no way that he should probably be doing a dating app. That's my opinion.
Yes. Naturally.
And I commented on it that maybe you should take this down if you're going to be doing a dating app. And he did, thankfully.
That's good.
Good for him.
I mean, yeah. So if you're joining this dating app and you look at the founder of said app, and he may, I mean, reasonably be not only a founder but a client, not unlike Hair Club for Men.
Oh, wow. I would suspect that him being a client is the main reason why he is the founder.
Right. So if that you are a potential client of this app and some potential mate were to look onto Twitter and see some of this stuff, that may not bode well.
If you make a dating app,
can
you game the system to make you the prime?
Okay, look, we're in a place that I'm not saying that I think that is actually the reason.
No, I don't think so. But no, I'm just thinking of that right now. Like, what if you make a dating app? Like, if you were what was the big one that I used way back when was Harmony, right? Was that one?
Yeah, that's how we
eHarmony. It was
eHarmony.
eHarmony. Yeah.
Farmers.
I did eHarmony for a few times, but if you're like the person who made eHarmony,
you could write the algorithm so that you are the most desirable person on the app,
or that you have access to a lot of different things, or that you match to more people that fit your type or whatever. And if you dig deeper into his TikTok, which I, of course, have not done, you might find that he has a history of being kind of hyper-focused on this aspect of his life and how it is hard to find people of the type that he is into.
It sure is. I mean, I wouldn't want to go. I'm glad I'm married. I don't want to date anybody now.
I'm glad you didn't go any deeper then, Dan.
Yeah.
Because then you would have found that out.
Yeah. But good news, I suppose, is in the interim, until we can figure out if there's anything that we should do here or can do or want to do or whatever, they have sort of put us in a position where they are an advertiser again, or
right.
I mean, not again. They basically
the real iteration of the joke that we made.
A real iteration of the thing that we created as a joke.
Uh-huh.
The joke being, wouldn't it be funny if this thing actually existed?
It sure would have been.
Yeah. So we have their relaunch ad. And Eric, I mean, we kind of have no choice but they've put us in a position where we kind of have to do this, partially in part because we just want to clarify that because those previous ads exist, we want to clarify the relationship here.
Right. And I do want to point out that even though we are playing this as an ad, we are not paid by this company, right?
No.
They're not paying us?
They can, but they're currently not.
Before we play the ad, is there a call to action to the listener? For real.
Honestly, if you're a lawyer and you want and you think this is an easy case, it's right here for you. That's really it. But I'm not
receipts.
Yeah. And I'm not looking for it. I'm not like, I'm not a litigious person by nature at all. But it's possible that as you hear more of these ads, you might feel like retribution is in order.
Okay. Well put. All right. First ad break.
Okay.
Normally we don't call out ad breaks, but we're doing it right now because
we're framing it. This is because we are, I don't want to say pleased. We are a number of emotions to welcome this advertiser to our podcast.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Hugh Hauser.
We at Single Riders are happy to announce the relaunch of our now more famous than ever app. At Single Riders, we believe in making solo trips magical. Whether you're queuing for churros or vibing alone in a lightning lane, we think love, or something vaguely shaped like it, should be just one tap away. We're proud to be founded by real park fans with real passion and really bold ideas about modern connection. Ideas like this one from our visionary founder, Joe the Bearded Nerd, on TikTok.
All right, it is Men's Mental Health Month, so we know what that means, right? You got to send them a titty pic.
At Single Riders, we don't just match people, we support wellness. And we support bold leadership from men who are totally in touch with their own hearts and definitely shouldn't have a microphone. Download Single Riders today. Because nothing says romance like unmoderated Q banter and a founder who thinks empathy is spelled NSFW. Single Riders, love in the fast pass lane.
I like that. Love in the fast pass lane. That's good.
Yeah,
that's catchy.
They got a good ad team over there.
Okay, so moving on.
Sure.
Great.
We might hear more from them.
Okay. I mean,
we've got a topic for everybody today.
Yeah.
All right. So my family and I went to Disney World, and
we're going to do the topic later. We'll talk to Jimmy first.
And it is the first time that we as a what do they call it? Family, nuclear family,
as a family.
What he's trying to say is that he usually goes with his other secret family.
That's correct. And so anyway, we went together, and now my younger child discovered roller coasters at the beginning of the summer.
Oh, what are ages, just for context?
Ages?
Yeah.
They are currently 15, and the younger one turned 12 on the trip.
Got it.
Oh.
So 11/12 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the older one doesn't love the roller coasters as much, but the younger one went to Six Flags with some friends at the beginning of the summer, and now he is a roller coaster junkie. Now, going to Disney World as a roller coaster junkie can be rather disappointing on account of the limited, right? So I won't get into that and how it's all he wanted to do. But we, as a group, did 12 new things. Now, famously, Alex, my older one...
Is this a list? Are we going to do it as a listicle?
Yes. The older one had gone on Tron before, and he made it very clear on a previous episode that he had been on Tron, and I have not.
Yes. As younger brothers like to do.
I want to talk about Tron. So we went on Tron. We rope dropped for Tron. We were debating on whether we should rope drop for Seven Dwarfs or rope drop Tron, and we made the mistake of checking to see what the rope drop line looked like for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train before going back to Tron. That was a very big mistake. Probably cost us 30 minutes.
Oh no!
But we did what we did. I'll get to the heat later. But for now, it's Tron is a delightful ride. It, in my mind, no longer do you need Space Mountain. It's a nice supplement. Perhaps Space Mountain is a nice supplement to Tron, but it is a delightful romp, smooth, a great seating position. Reminded me of Flight of Passage in the seating style, but it was a great ride. It's short, too short.
A little too short.
But it is a very good roller coaster. It's user-friendly. It's good. It's fun. The queue, the loading area was very reminiscent of Space Mountain in Disneyland and or Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Very similar feel all around. My general takeaway is the future is blue.
Yes.
Okay.
Bluey or blue?
Well, both.
Oh,
depends on who you ask. Bluey, the motion picture, will be distributed by Walt Disney Pictures.
That's pretty great. And do they have the theme park rights?
They do not have the theme park rides, nor was Bluey a meet and greet character, as was previously advertised.
Okay, interesting.
Then we went to see, this is in no particular order, by the way, we saw the Walt statue. Now, this is something I have deliberately avoided in my previous trips. I didn't know where it was. I knew generally where it was, but I didn't know how to get there. So we kind of stumbled upon it. I thought I might cry, and I probably would have teared up had it not been. My wife and younger just stood in the shade. They didn't even go to the statue. I was like, what? You didn't?
It's awfully hot up there.
It's very hot. And so is the statue. Don't touch Walt.
Don't touch Walt.
Oh, I thought you meant like the other kind of hot.
Well,
yeah.
If you're into older gentlemen.
Anyway, I thought it was great. My oldest son and I took a selfie with Walt. It was nice. Sat there for a minute. It was really hot. But a nice tribute.
Are they aware that shade is a possibility in Epcot?
It is now a possibility. It's actually now a real thing.
Yeah, it's actually better around there.
It is so much better. Yeah. And in years to come, it'll get better and better.
Oh, yeah. And if you're there in the evening when they do, Jimmy, did you see like the lighting of Spaceship Earth and everything?
I did, yeah. And
that's when I teared up.
Yeah, I didn't see Walt at night, but I could see your point.
Being in that little spot.
Yeah, with the lighting
there, it's pretty great.
Walt Disney, the company in general, is really pushing the Walt Disney story like everywhere. And Walt is like a legacy character. I could see him being like the Colonel Sanders becoming animated at some point, but they're really driving the legacy of this man. And as generations, succeed us, that man doesn't mean anything anymore. And so I really appreciate the fact that they're really driving this man. And I think I made a prediction, or maybe I'm stealing a prediction from somebody, but in the first scene of Carousel of Progress, which by the way is called Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress, this is the load room where you just sit and look at a screen and have somebody talk about it. They will put the Walt's robot there. And Walt Disney will tell you about the Carousel of Progress.
I do like that idea a lot.
It's a really good idea. And they've got the time. It would be a short speech, but you probably have a couple minutes, right? So I think that is where they put the Walt robot in Disney World. Then we saw the Country Bear Jamboree.
Musical Jamboree? Or
Country Bear
like a different
musical jamboree.
Oh, okay.
I loved it. I thought that the use of Disney songs was not in your face. It was fine. It felt like it could have been any song. It was, kind of countryfied. I like that they kept up they lost the gag about the narrator, whose name is
Steamboat Willie,
the main bear. Anyway, there was a running gag through the previous three, the original, the Vacation Hoedown, and the Christmas one. There was a gag about him and Teddy Beara. Swinging Teddy Beara.
Oh yeah,
about
yeah,
them
yeah.
kind of there was a sexual tension that was lost in this particular iteration. They
Well,
did not
thank God.
interact in this
Thank God. This is a
iteration.
family.
Max Buff and Melvin had a lot more to do in the show.
Oh, so what you're saying is that they're now like polycule in the show. It's implied.
Maybe.
We should do an episode about this.
Sure. There was some hanging jokes. There was some don't have a body jokes. That it was
hanging jokes.
They're hanging on the wall.
Oh, okay.
They're headless or they're bodiless thing. They kept up the Big Al gag. Him being drunk and whatever.
Yeah.
So I liked it overall. I didn't feel like the Disney music was shoehorned. It just fit right in for me,
Even though it was.
It didn't feel that way.
You didn't see Henry
fair.
counting
That's
out
fair.
the dollars.
That's the name. Thank you.
That's who you were looking for. Was
yeah,
Henry?
that's what I was looking. The narrator. was
Okay.
Henry. The MC, I should say.
Okay. I get it now. Yeah.
We saw behind the scenes. Now, the reason I want to bring this up, I had done this before, and I really enjoyed it, and so I wanted my family.
I would love to do it. Yeah,
I wanted my family to do it with me. We really all collectively enjoyed it. In the spirit of the spirit of the show that we do, Land v World. This is the kind of thing that you can't do at Disneyland. There is no such living with the land, living laboratory, USDA, NASA, science lab that you can go behind the scenes and, explore and understand what they do, why they do, how they do. They take a cucumber off the vine and slice it up for you. It's just a really neat experience.
Not disagreeing with you here, but I just know someone might be listening to this and saying, but there's a horticulture tour at Disneyland. But it's not, it can't be the same thing.
It's a very different thing.
Yeah, I suspect that there might be one at Disney World too. I don't know. But yeah, it is a different thing. I'm not,
just by nature
just
of what the
example.
thing is. Yeah.
It's a cool tour.
It's a really cool tour in more ways than one.
Both
you can
both
feed
tours,
the fish.
I should say.
It's a neat thing, and just it's one of those things when we're trying to figure out which is better between the two. This is just something like the boat thing we did last time. We watched the fireworks show at Epcot. From a boat on the water. That's just something you just can't do at Disneyland.
Right. Yeah.
And that's really the spirit of size and whatever. We saw the Moana Journey of Water, and it was fun. It's not like they don't design walkthrough attractions. You know what I mean? They talk about it a lot, but it's rare for them to do a walkthrough. And the technology is neat. It's fun. It's a good message. I really liked that so if you haven't seen it before, you're taking the journey of water from rain to rivers to lakes to oceans, and how you can interact with the water and you can make waves with your arms and that kind of stuff. So it's fun, and you can get wet. There's a path where you can go through a tunnel and not get wet. There's a path you can go through a tunnel and maybe get wet. So it's a neat thing. I really liked how when they get to the ocean part, behind the ocean scene, you see the seas with Nemo and friends. So I think it's appropriate that they put it there. That's kind of a nice touch. I'm sure it was intentional. Eric, anything on Moana?
I mean, it's enjoyable, but yeah, it's pretty much everything that you said. It's just nice to go through something where you can take your time.
Mm-hmm.
If it's too busy, it's a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah,
because everybody's going for their selfies and everything. There's a portion where you can go through and there's a total Instagram spot where you walk through, and if you move your arms and this waterfall parts.
Right.
Because the whole point is you could walk through it and the waterfall will part before you.
Right.
But then everybody's waiting in line to do the shot and have somebody take the video of you walking through it.
Yeah.
And that gets kind of annoying.
I liked that feature. Basically just sensors that will stop the water from falling down a tunnel.
Yeah, and it was cool. But overall, very pleasant. Very interesting.
Quite. And the fact that, it's a hot day and you can get a little bit of mist and wet and whatever. It's kind of
nice. Not like Splash Mountain wet.
It's sort of it feels like an overreaction to the fact that part of Future World was like the surface of the sun. Now there's a whole water interaction. There's a ton of trees. It's just, it feels like a park. I mean, it's really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
We saw the new Journey of the Little Mermaid.
Oh, at Hollywood Studios.
At Hollywood Studios. And I have to tell you, it is phenomenal. It's an incredible efficient use of time. The technology, how they tell the story. This mermaid is always in her fins. She moves around on stage. I should say, she swims around on stage. Ursula puppet.
So she doesn't like just flop on the.
It was just a really, really good abbreviated telling with all the hits. Part of Your World, Under the Sea, Poor Unfortunate Souls. It's absolutely unnecessary to put that kind of technology and energy into a 20-minute show, but it was really well executed, and the kind of stagecraft and technology and money that was put into this sort of thing that's just filling up space is admirable, and is the reason we spend so much money to do these things, because it's clear effort that was put into something that nobody asked for.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yes,
it was always a good show, but
yeah, it was fine. It got so much better. I would see it again, unironically. It's good music. It's great technology. Highly recommend seeing it. In the same vein, we went over to watch The Villains Unfairly Ever After.
Yeah,
this is an interesting test for Disney to figure out how do they manage villains in the Villains Land if they ever do that at Magic Kingdom.
Make them rap.
Yeah.
So much so, this show and this particular version of the show, it might change. I don't know. I presume that every show is a little bit different. But Cruella de Vil comes out and talks about why she's the most misunderstood. All of this is told from the perspective of the magic mirror from Snow White. So he's the narrator. And he says, not only does my queen, who basically is I'm the one, I serve her only, but all of these other villains from around the multiverse are trying to get at me, and they all break through. All a Multiverse of Madness, right? So they've broken through.
Phantasmic.
Sure, it's a little bit of that too.
Yeah.
So Cruella de Vil comes out.
Fantas what? I don't know about that.
Cruella de Vil comes out. She talks about why she's the most misunderstood, and she sings a song. She has like 4 costume changes, phenomenal production value. At one point, there's a lot of screens in the show, and at one point, I thought that they had done something and put on one side is Cruella, on the other side de Vil with lights, like stage lights. I'm like, how did they do that? But it turns out it was just screens. Great. And then Captain Hook comes out, and all the staging changes, all the backdrop, the screens change, and it's a Captain Hook story of I'm the most misunderstood. And then Maleficent comes out and does her thing. At the end, the audience decides which one they like the most.
Oh man, I love it.
and the way that exit narration says, "Come again," because you might find a different answer. I think this is Disney trying to figure out who is the most famous villain.
Oh,
so that will be the focus of the park.
They're doing a focus group with a bunch of randos.
100%. And it's
amazing.
Wonderful. And like by audience applause, that's who wins that particular show.
Oh,
it was
man.
Awesome. A great use of that space. It was really fun. I will absolutely go back again to see if, and I'm not going to tell you who won because I don't want to influence anybody, but to see if that, if it changes, depending on the mood, depending on the person performing the role. I don't know. But great costuming, great staging, great music. I loved it.
I'm just curious, how scripted was it? Like, you say it might depend on who's playing the character. Did it feel like they were given some slack to do kind of their own thing with the character?
Ever so slightly.
Okay.
It was 100% scripted. So much of it is pre-recorded with the mirror on the wall. Yeah. But yes, there's some ad-libbing. There was ad-libbing, clearly ad-libbing. There was a costume malfunction with Cruella at one point. You could tell because she's doing some really quick changes, and she was having to carry one of her things, and it was very heavy. You could tell.
So she was just topless for a brief moment.
That's right, and that's why everybody voted for her.
Oh, okay.
No, but if you have an actress who is,
we've been getting letters, and we know what you want,
sings better than the other one or looks different. I mean, I could see that it could change depending on the performer, not and the audience.
Was Hook a face character, or was he
face character with a nose prosthetic?
Wow.
And he looked phenomenal. He looked great.
I got to look this up because that sounds awesome.
Smee is not with him. Here's the other thing, though. In so many screens, and on the screens for all of these performances was concept art, like
Oh,
concept
man.
art for what they were going to look like, and actual art, and not fan art, but presumably things like, it was a lot, and it changed constantly. There was always something to look at. But yeah, the actor really looked like the cartoon character.
That's cool.
So it's like, what if the lobby at the animation building at DCA we
Came to
use
life.
that to make it into a show?
100%, you nailed it.
That sounds right.
Speaking of which, I don't know if you're planning on. Well, this is released, but it's not like there's no dates on it yet. Did you see the news about the new animation building?
I heard about it on Disney Dish.
Okay.
That
Well,
whole courtyard's
listen to the
going
Disney
away.
Dish, not us.
Yeah, basically, if you really like to paraphrase Jim Hill, take a look at that space, and if you really like Star Wars Launch Bay, you might want to buy your ticket soon.
My goodness. But yeah, we're finally, like, that whole courtyard is going to be a thing.
Yep.
It's actually going to be more than a place to put strollers,
They're
because we've
taking
got
down the whole arch and everything.
Oh yeah, they're going to replace it with the Burbank Arch.
That's right.
And because that makes sense. They're going to do a little reproduction of the animation building with the Mickey hat, and they're going to kind of bring back a little bit of that nostalgia for those of you who remember watching artists actually working on Lilo and Stitch and such.
Mhm. I remember.
Oh gosh,
Oh, so
like,
you get
that
to
was
see them like type in the prompts on ChatGPT to generate the
That's right.
characters. That's awesome.
right. No, we gotta no, refine that request.
Okay, let's move on. I have 5 more things.
Oh, man.
Test track.
Is one of them security?
No.
Is one of them the tiki room?
No.
I know we're not doing that episode today. I
And
just wanted
one
to
of
put that in
them,
there.
one of them is also not your trip to Disneyland for the 70th anniversary. That's another thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so test track. I'm calling it test track 2.1, not
Oh.
3.0.
Not 3.0.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you can see it all online. It's the exact same ride. It's a little bit more about LiDAR.
Well, and for context, remember back when they were talking about how we have this bold, new, innovative design for test track?
And we're going to
that-
call back to the original World of Motion.
World of Motion, yeah.
Right.
They play
And
an instrumental for 4 seconds, and
there's
that's
going to
your,
be, it's going to be trackless, and it's
I
going to
mean,
be like,
So that was it. It's Fun to Be Free was played for
it's
few
it
bars.
is on a leisurely drive through the mountains, which in the original version was your kind of proving ground, taking tight turns and stuff. It is
Okay.
now just a joyride on the ride,
Okay.
and they play Fun to Be Free ever so briefly.
Wow.
it
Born to
looks
Free-
like
Fun to Be-
it looks like it's just it sucks less.
It sucks less than 2.0. But the problem is the original was so great where
Mhm.
you're showing, anti-lock brakes. So you go through the beginning run and you're swerving around because no anti-lock brakes. Then we do anti-lock brakes and you don't swerve around. You can't shoehorn anything into that. Like, how do you explain that we're doing this? And it was, in this particular instance, is about LiDAR and motion detection and the self-driving vehicle stopping with or without.
Okay.
The rest of it's the same. Your own, the 2.0, you could design your own vehicle. In this one, it's basically saying in the future, you can design your own vehicle at home. I don't know how, they don't explain it, but you go through those mirrors like you do at Cars Radiator Springs Racers, where it's the paint job, the tire shop, whatever, right? Same idea. You get a reflection of what a car could look like. And then you go on a leisure trip, and then you go out the straightaway. And by the way, the straightaway, the 67 miles per hour thing, no door. It's just you get to that room and it's just the thing's open and you just go fast.
I'm like, go.
We
It's
know why
fast.
you're here. Just do it.
Exactly. You know why you're here. We know why you're here. Just open it up. It's hot everywhere anyway. It doesn't matter. So
What's
that
the
was
point
test
if
track.
I could drive 65 miles an hour at home.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I-
not with unless you have a convertible. It's not the same.
So I saw some
I
of the
have a
videos, and
roof.
my reaction when the video was posted was, "Oh my god, they finished it! I had no idea. There was no fanfare, because if you remember, there was fanfare about them updating it, and then
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw the videos, and I was like, this would have been awesome if they never announced anything. But the fact that they
Yes.
did,
100%. If they just closed it for a month and they opened it up again, it was totally different.
right?
Yes, you're right. And
Like the upgrade appears to be like it's on par with like we updated the Yeti on the Matterhorn. It's like that wasn't a headline. It didn't need to be, and it
didn't really change the ride.
Because it wasn't a headline. It was like awesome when they did it.
That's right, and they don't do it enough. I'm sure it still happens. Well, they enhanced Rock and Roller Coaster,
right,
and it's great. Great enhancements. We did Rock and Roller Coaster, and the cast member says, "Hey, what about backstage passes?" And so that Steven Tyler could say, "I love that idea,"
Right.
Anyway, okay, so I just added a 13th thing that I forgot about.
Are you saying the enhancement is they're doing the script again?
Well, that in the ride, there's a lot more stuff. There's things to see. They've
been working toward the new Muppet vision.
Yeah,
right.
Better track. They added some more things you're passing by. It's a smoother ride. It was fun. Okay, Disney Starlight, Star the Light Night Away. Real dumb.
That's the parade, right?
Did not
it's
like
the nighttime parade. So okay, it's like, hey, remember how much you love the Main Street Electrical Parade? What?
So now we have to see.
Yeah, 100%.
Go together. Yeah.
So you remember Electrical Light Parade? How much you loved it? So this is what it would look like in 2025 if Walt were going to do it. But we're going to take all the whimsy out of it. We'll play that song a little bit, but otherwise it's just going to be techno beat. And we're going to kind of hint at some of the music you like from the people on the floats that you're watching.
Oh no. I wonder if, because I love Paint the Night, but I can see how this might sour you to Paint the Night. Because Paint the Night is kind of that, but I think they did it really well.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
For me, a Disney parade is the music. Spectro Magic,
right?
Electrical Light Parade. The one that won at Disneyland that I love, that song. I mean, to a lesser extent, but the thing is, there's a song you can sing. The song
Magic Happens is what you're going for.
Magic Happens.
Right.
You could sing that song right now. You could
happens.
Thank you.
There we go.
I didn't say you should. I said you could. And you could sing the Electrical Light Parade, Baroque Hoedown. You could sing all these things. You know the tune of the parade.
Coming down Main Street. Here they go, and here they come.
That's right. There's no song in this parade.
Huh.
Oh, look, it's
you don't walk
Mouse.
away
Hey,
humming anything. It's just a bunch of cool lights.
Donald Duck and lots of other things.
That's right. So I don't recommend it. It was just meh.
No.
It was meh. We enjoyed the special 2025. You check into a Disney World resort, you get into a water park benefit.
Yes.
A seamless, wonderful benefit. The tickets showed up in the app. I didn't have to sign up for anything. I didn't have to check in to my hotel. They alert in the app. You have this benefit. Use your magic band, walk into the water park. I had no idea. I did not expect it. I thought I was going to have to check in, get a ticket, blah, blah, blah. No, it was super seamless, super easy. No security, no parking fee.
My God, you could do anything there.
It's insane. You did not have to pay for parking to go into the water park.
Oh, even better.
You did not have to go through security to get into the water park. I didn't have to check in. I had my magic band. My family had their magic bands.
You just took your gun into a water park?
Like the Wild
Darn
West.
right. Yeah. It was my water gun, but I did. They were checking coolers to make sure you didn't bring alcohol, but that was it. They're just like randomly checking. There was no metal detector. There was nothing. Stay tuned for that for later. But anyway, so Blizzard Beach is a phenomenally well-themed water park. I love it. 100% go to Blizzard Beach. A lot of shade. The whole the Mount Gushmore, which is a great name. You could take a ski lift to the top. There's a bunch of slides off that, speed slides. It was so fun, and we it was busy because you can get in for free. But we got to do everything we wanted to do. We were there for 4 hours. The wave pool's just fine. It's just kind of waving around. It's more like a splash pool than a wave pool.
Typhoon Lagoon.
Then we went over to Typhoon Lagoon because you can go to both.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So we went to Typhoon Lagoon, which was Surface of the Sun, but that wave pool is ridiculous.
Oh,
ridiculous. It is insane. It's every 30 seconds, and that's a 10-foot wave. It is huge, and it goes all through the park. It is so much fun.
Huh.
Go to there for the water for the wave pool. Otherwise, the Crush and Gusher was fun. It's the water slide, roller coaster water slide. Those are fun.
And can you go the entirety of your trip, or just that first
just
day?
the day you check in?
Right.
So what we did is we drove down the day before and just got a cheap hotel by the Ferris wheel park.
Right.
It was $100 hotel. Just
Icon?
spent the night. Whatever. Yeah. Oh my God, that whole thing was a nightmare. And it's it's across the street from the convention center.
Oh,
so anyhow, it was inexpensive, and you get what you pay for at the end. Then we went to the new DVC lounge, named after Sam McKim, Imagineer, former artist Sam McKim. It used to be the shooting gallery. It is about the space, the size, the depth of that shooting gallery. It's
pretty
really
small.
It's very small. It's what you expect. There's there's some fun theming. Can't go upstairs because there's cleaning day and there's dirty laundry around. There's a fake fireplace with crackling noises. There's a Coke freestyle machine and various snacks. Not as good as the DVC lounge at Journey into Imagination.
Okay, that's pretty great.
It's great. Yeah, this one, we went to the thing, checked in. We were able to go on Haunted Mansion and another ride in the time it took for them to text me to say that my table is ready.
Oh, that's a long wait.
There was a lot of demand because it's new and because it's Magic Kingdom and just more people are there. So,
yeah, I guess. Okay.
But it was just fun. It was, it's nice. It's really nice to have a respite. What was disappointing was that at the Imagination Pavilion, you go in there and every table has a USB, USB-C, a 12 volt. This had none of the above.
No charging. Okay.
No charging.
Jimmy, I think it's also fair to say that I think a lot of people wanted to go there because of his work in the No Mobile or possibly.
Of course. I mean, that's most of the decor was No Mobile related.
Right.
I didn't miss the river. Didn't even think about it.
Huh.
Didn't even think about it.
It's almost as if my weird opinion that I don't care about that is okay.
Yeah, it didn't. I mean, there was a wall, and it's like, oh, that's right. There used to be a river there, but
the river is coming back.
I mean, to some extent, but
there will be a water feature, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course.
I think your weird opinion kind of makes sense to me in hindsight, and after seeing more media about it. Like when I heard him initially, and we talked about this a little bit, from my point of view as a Disneylander, it was like, you're gonna do what? you're gonna change the name to like Hitlerland? It was like that, but apparently the river's just never been that big of a deal for people there. And I believe you, even though it's unbelievable to me.
It would, if it happened at Disneyland, there would be riots.
No way. Yeah,
and by the way, rightfully so, because it is so integral to that area. You can't not have the Rivers of America at Disneyland. It's a whole focal point. That whole
and there's a whole water system around it, and
well, there's at Disney World too, but ultimately, it was never a focal point. The river. There was the weenie was Thunder Mountain. The weenie was
never
the
thing to get around to get to Thunder Mountain.
The weenie was never the steamboat or the Tom Sawyer Island. That was just never a focal point. It's Haunted Mansion and Thunder Mountain. Those are the weenies, right? And they still are. So I don't miss it. That was not one of my topics. So let me. I'm almost done.
And now he's up to 16.
All right. So Tiana's Bayou Adventure
to security, like the point of the episode.
I'm almost done.
All right.
Tiana's Bayou Adventure was really fun. The animatronic up the first lift hill her mouth didn't move. She was really practicing her ventriloquism. Mm-hmm. But it's a fun ride. I got the fact that Mama Leotie or Mama Odie shrunk us down. I got it. It didn't have to be explained to me. We were small. And then
a cast member's like, by the way, going forward, you're small now.
And then we got big again going up that hill. And, I kind of wondered how that was going to work. Like, how are they going to explain why we're going down this big hill? It was a delightful ride. My oldest one, who's afraid of it, kept complaining, why would they change it? Why would they change it? I had to explain a little bit about
woke culture
Racism.
and DEI.
Well, it was really more like, unrelated to racism or the thing or whatever. It's like they have to update stuff. Like,
Right.
Nobody knew about Song of the South. Just like I've said before, if a child today goes to Pirates of the Caribbean and there is no Jack Sparrow, what are we doing? That's what I know. That's Pirates of the Caribbean has Jack Sparrow in it. Why would he not be in this ride that is named after the movie that I love? I don't think you have that same impact with Haunted Mansion so much because that didn't have the same cultural resonance. But anyway, Tiana's was great. It was a great.
They have yet
Where's
to make
Eddie
a
Murphy?
movie that anyone cares about for Haunted Mansion. They're trying
right.
so hard.
They want it so bad.
Lakeith Stanfield and Eddie Murphy share a brief hug at the beginning, and we're
right.
good.
It's like us having guests. It's like, come on, maybe this one. Maybe
That's right.
this one will get more listeners. Nope. 7 listeners.
Opposite land. Anyway, I loved Tiana's. I'm excited to ride it at Disneyland. It was a fun update to a great attraction. The end.
Right.
Yeah.
Finally,
Wait, can I ask, was your VIP tour guide waiting at the end for you with fresh beignets? Because that's how I've experienced.
you know what?
Tiana.
You elitist son of a motherless.
Did you sing Zippity Doo Dah through?
Obviously. Actually, I got earbuds, Bluetooth earbuds for my whole
good.
family.
Okay, good,
and
good,
I just
good.
played it on blast.
Nice.
So I don't
The old
actually
one,
know
okay.
what was said on the ride. I just knew that Tiana's mouth wasn't moving. So whatever she was saying, I don't know.
Yeah, I
'Cause
just,
we were just zippity
on my
doo-dying.
earbuds, it's just the 14 words on loop, just over it.
Fun ride.
Oh, that's funny for 3 people.
Finally, one of the newest experiences for me at Disney World was that the heat index was 115 degrees.
Holy crap.
So by the way, coincidentally, July 31st was the day we left, is the 20th anniversary of the day I proposed to my wife at Walt Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Where?
were there.
Proposed at
Disney
Walt
World?
Disney World? Did you get
I
married there?
proposed I proposed to my wife on the altar where we got married at Walt Disney World. That was a hot day. I've been to Death Valley on the second hottest day in history. I've never been this hot. It was so miserable. It was awful. I would say the trip would have been 30% better had the temperature been 10 degrees cooler.
But it's a wet
10
heat,
o'clock.
so it's okay.
Oh my God. It's 10 o'clock at night and it is so hot, sweating at 10 p.m. There was no building that was cool. Like the air conditioner couldn't keep up. Our room at the Contemporary Hotel, Bay Lake Tower, newly renovated, couldn't keep up. It never got below 73 in our room, and we had it set at 68 the whole time. It was so hot. A lot of times there's recency bias when it comes to a Disney trip. Like, the one you just did is the one you like the best.
Right.
This trip had an opposite effect.
Oh, no.
In short, ladies and gentlemen, we really appreciate the last 5 years of your loyalty and listenership, but Disneyland wins. Court is
Oh,
adjourned.
no.
All right.
But what about security?
Do you want to play my sound?
It doesn't matter.
My point sound?
Where's Dan's point sound? Did I even load it?
Anyway, there was some legitimate discussion about that because I had a phone call on the way home and somebody asked, how was it? I said, you've recency bias. Disney World's better, recency bias, whatever. And my wife made the counter argument. And, we were talking about it. And for all the behind the scenes and for all the boat tours and watching the fireworks show at Epcot, for all of those experiences, it's so big and it's so hot and you have to get so far to get to the next thing. Right. You have a lightning lane from Spaceship Earth to Ratatouille. That's a mile. You have to walk a mile to get to that next thing.
In fairness, and I agree with you, Disneyland is the better one. But in fairness, when everything dials in at Disney World, it's fantastic.
Agreed. The
But
Skyliner,
everything has to dial in.
that's right. The Skyliner's wonderful, and all the different various transportation. It's a wonderful vacation experience,
Right.
but not at that temperature, man. No,
Right.
it was awful. And
Okay. Well, I hate to cut you short, Jimmy, but we've got another ad spot from our not sponsor.
Do you want to date me?
That's
No.
my point sound. That's Joe the bearded.
That's
Joe the bearded nerd.
That's Dan winning for today.
But
Here's
yeah,
the
I
ad.
think now would be a good time. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Hugh Hauser.
At
Nope,
Single
not that.
Riders, we know our founder Joe isn't for everyone. He's bold. He's outspoken. He spent a lot of time yelling about how TikTok keeps recommending the same women he's totally not interested in, no matter how many times he watches their videos.
How many fucking times do I have to hit not interested for you to stop fucking showing me all these fucking OnlyFans bitches on my fucking For You page? TikTok. Leave me the fuck alone. And another thing, it's the same fucking bitches. Like, I have to start blocking these people. Like, just leave me alone.
Sure, some people say this shows a deep misunderstanding of algorithms, boundaries, and respect. We say it shows engagement. At Single Riders, we believe every voice matters, even the loud ones that don't seem to realize they're arguing with their own browsing history. Because when it comes to love, you deserve a platform built by someone who's confident, passionate, and only slightly confused by cause and effect. Single Riders, real founder, real algorithm, real potential. Now available wherever podcasts accidentally endorse problematic tech brothers.
All right.
all right. So moving on, Dan and Eric
Yes.
went to Disneyland for
We've met.
Disneyland's 70th anniversary.
Are we past your heart out?
No, we have another 50 minutes.
I'm keeping an eye on that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We're good.
I'm out of my time zone.
We're
We
still
got
in our
50
hard
minutes.
on.
Oh.
Sponsored by Single Riders.
Sponsored by Single Riders, but not really.
So
At Single
you
Riders, we
Oh,
believe
boy.
attraction should be authentic, raw, spontaneous, even deeply inappropriate. That's why we're backed by Joe the Bearded Nerd, a real man with a real dating app, sharing real insights with the world. Here's one now.
You ever walking around? I do this at Disney a lot because I love people watching there. You ever walking around, just people watching, and you see a woman, a very attractive woman with kids, and you ever just think, damn, I wouldn't have pulled out either.
Relatable? Questionable? The algorithm says engagement. At Single Riders, we don't just swipe right. We barrel forward, mouth open, ethics unclear. Our founder's wisdom isn't just uncensored. It's unfiltered, unverified, uninterrupted. Just the way romance apps were never meant to be. And remember, this wasn't scraped. This wasn't leaked. This was public. On purpose. Single Riders. Romance. Redefined. Poorly. Proudly. Still think this is satire? So did we.
All right.
and we're back.
Oh my goodness.
So Eric and Dan went to
Yes.
Disneyland
We
together
sure did.
for the 70th anniversary of Disneyland. Now,
Well,
here's
we
the first
arrived
question.
separately.
Well, okay, fine. We know you're not gay. It's fine. Get it.
I mean,
So, okay.
Yeah.
Were you there on Walt Disney's official 70th or
Yes.
Roy Disney's official 70th or both?
both
what?
for me.
Because Roy Disney thinks Disneyland opened on July 18th because that was the official first day you could buy a ticket and go. And who
Oh.
bought the first ticket to Disneyland? Roy Disney.
I was only there on the 17th. And I was going to be there on the 18th, but we'll get into that.
Okay.
Oh, will be. Okay.
So, so first things first, tell us about the Walt robot.
He's very
He's-
tender. He's
He's a
I don't
cool
know.
guy.
yeah.
Um,
Eric, I saw it 3 more times after. Did you just saw it the one?
I just saw it the once. Yeah.
Okay,
I didn't go back
okay.
the next day.
It's a reservation system.
It was. The first day it was.
Yeah.
the
it's
second
it's no
day-
longer a virtual queue.
Great.
Yeah. The second day it was for like half the day. And then when I went in the third day, I, was in my at my hotel, which we'll get into, and I was trying to get a virtual queue, and it said, "Nope, we don't need to do virtual queues." And I was like, "You're probably right." So yeah, it's Eric. What did you? We didn't really talk much about the robot itself. What did you?
Well, yeah, we talked a lot about the show.
Yeah.
But
I think the show they did. So as far as I'm concerned, the assignment was get people invested in the Walt Disney connection to this park. Basically,
right.
They're not going to present anything to us nerds that we haven't seen before, probably. In fact, there are a lot of clips in it that have been in several iterations of similar things throughout the years.
But there were some clips I hadn't seen before.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that in a critical way. In fact, there were some notes that I've heard several times that I was like, this tired old thing. And I heard like people go, "Ooh," or actually like laugh as though it was the first time they heard it. So,
it's accomplishing its purpose.
Yeah.
Walt's a real guy, and here's what he says.
So, the uncanny valley of it all?
It's not there, but I don't think it's constant.
I just in the brief internet things that I saw, there are moments, and I think you'd intimated this before. There are moments like, "Oh, hey, that guy's there."
Yeah.
I think it's because we as fans have seen so much footage of the man. We know what his mannerisms and whatever look like. Where we've never seen Abe Lincoln talk, and we've never seen the shaman of song.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what they're supposed to look like. So that's got to be a challenge.
Yeah, and Ryan in our internal network chat was saying that it's sort of like the difference between looking at the Johnny Depp character the Captain Jack Sparrow character at Pirates of the Caribbean and going like, that's the guy. Whereas if they were to make a Johnny Depp animatronic, it'd be different because it's not a character. It's
not a character. That's fair. Yeah, that's a good point. So anyway,
his head is weird shaped, and I looked into it a little bit. Apparently, his head should be narrower, but apparently, because of the mechanics that make his face so expressive, it has to be a little bloaty.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a trade-off, and I mean, I think the criticisms are valid in terms of it being, it's not like, oh my God, that's Walt Disney the whole time, but there are definitely moments, like little spots here and there where your mind kind of goes, nope, that's the guy, and that's really cool.
Do you think that where you sit makes a difference?
Yes.
For sure.
Where do you sit?
I tried a couple things. We're going to
go in a few weeks, Dan. Where do we go?
I tried a couple things. First time we watched it, we were in the back.
Way in the back, in the middle.
The quality of the sound, back in the middle, the quality of the sound isn't great, and he sounds more like a recording the further back you are.
Mm-hmm.
If you get up too close, he only briefly, like he doesn't. I know it's a robot; it never looks you in the eye, but there are moments where it feels like he does, and those moments are really cool. So I tried second row. It felt like I was looking up at somebody who was giving a speech. I tried a little bit further back. That almost got me there. I suspect the row just beyond the wider row, like just past middle. I feel like that's where his eye line is going to be,
like 2/3
the most. Yeah.
Okay,
right
so
there.
That's where like the wheelchairs can go through and
right,
everything.
right.
That's
that,
the one
like
you're talking
the
about.
row just past that. Or just in front of it. I think that's the sweet spot.
The thing that takes me out of Abe Lincoln is that his voice is coming out of the chair.
Right.
Is that a concern? Does it sound like his voice is coming out of his mouth?
No,
not necessarily.
I think they make a statement. I mean, they say at like the top that the audio quality is going to change throughout this whole thing because these are old speeches.
And they also present him as not explicitly, but like another recording, which I really liked. It was a way around the problem of like, and now this is Walt Disney. Instead, it was just like, he also said, it's like a lot of recordings, a lot of footage, and he also said this, and then it's robot,
Right.
So
sorry,
Bob
Eric,
Iger narrates the show.
And he's charming as always.
Yes. When Bob Iger is succeeded, does Bob Iger still narrate the show?
Probably.
It'll be a different Bob according to history. It'll be my Bob. Who's the current Bob Hoskins?
He's also dead.
Oh, damn it.
But
They'll
I guess my
resurrect
point
him.
is, the way I understand it, having not seen it, the way I understand it is the current CEO celebrating the original CEO. Will that continue to be a la Hall of Presidents? Be the latest person celebrating the original?
I don't think so. I mean, it seemed like
If you
was
didn't know it was
just-
Bob Iger, would you know it was Bob Iger?
they introduced him as Bob Iger, right?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, they did.
So I
Yeah.
think by virtue of that, then they would have to change the narrator, because
I
who's
think
Bob
that-
Iger after?
I think that's
But-
possibly the intent, but I mean, follow through with Disney is, touch and go kind of. So we'll see.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna have Tom Skaggs step up and like do it again. Why?
But if Josh is the new CEO, which I
he
don't
will
think he will be,
That'll be
but
his first day. day
yeah,
one.
I'm surprised he's not doing it now.
He'll be a dictator day one.
Yeah.
Only that day.
Only that day. Okay. So tell us more about your Disneyland trip that you'd like to share before we get to the Cortana.
Oh, well, that is certainly part of it. We did our hotel series recently,
Yes, we
and
did.
Cortona was one of them.
Cortona or Cortana?
I'm going to say Cortona.
Do they have color TVs?
They have color TVs. What they
Great.
don't have in some of their rooms, apparently, is proper insulation.
Bottom to their door.
Bottom to their door. I'm going to keep this kind of brief because I'm looking at the time. But I want to take back anything that I said about it being a potentially good place to stay. The people were nice. Everything worked except for the fact that at some point they decided to not have a door be a door. I have sleep issues that will. If you also have sleep issues and you are over 21, you might have discovered a certain way around that. That isn't the best, but it can be reliable. That is a method that I sometimes have used, and it usually has worked.
To be
Preach.
clear, Dan's not talking about hunting humans
No,
in
not
a
yet.
preserve. He's not a rich
No, you can be
man.
under 21 for that.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So imagine if you are in a situation where this thing that has always worked, even though it's not the best way to do it, fails for the very first time after you have relied on it, whether you should or not. And not knowing entirely why, because you are in a corner room with right by the elevator, right by the stairwell, right by the laundry room on the second floor with a door that is missing, and I'm not joking, at least 1.5 inches of the bottom of it.
Oh, yeah. I
That
saw
they
picture.
that they just kind of put a metal thing over so it looks like you have a full door. I don't know if you know anything about acoustics, but that means that you are hearing everything the entire time. And that also means that not only when you are trying to sleep, normally when noise wakes you up when you're trying to sleep, it's like something happens and it's like, oh, I'm startled. But what happened here is a slow erosion over time of, oh, this family just got back from the park. This family's now going over here. Ding, elevator. Someone's watching TikTok in the stairwell. My laundry's done. And what happens over time is you just kind of wake up.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me 2 nights to discover that the door was the problem. I do not recommend staying here. They took care of it. They didn't fix the door, but they, refunded me. I got earplugs, so I was eventually able to sleep. But that should not have existed in the first place. So do not stay at the Cortona. I'm sure that they are nice people. They seem to be nice people. I know that they recently went under new management, and maybe new management didn't think to check if all of their doors were doors. but it feels like that should be something that they look into.
Oh,
and
gosh.
you can't have been the first person to notice or complain about it.
According to the
they said he
manager,
was.
according to the manager, I definitely was the first person.
Did they not
But-
offer to move you, or it wasn't until it was the last night that you realized what the problem was? You thought
It
was just
wasn't.
thin
That's
walls.
that's the thing. They did offer to move me, but that was after I discovered the problem, and I had already
Mhm.
unpacked and everything. And I was just like, "Look, the problem is that this exists. I don't necessarily need to move because now I have figured out how to get around it."
right.
But another thing is when I tried to call the front desk, one of the first, basically in the heat of feeling like I was losing my mind, I felt like I was losing my mind. And you all know how unhinged I can be when I'm normal. It was bad. So I tried to dial the front desk by hitting the front desk button on the phone, as you should be able to do.
As one does, yeah.
Yeah. And it went to another room at like 3 o'clock
Oh.
in the morning.
Oops.
So
Whoa.
yeah, that was exactly what it was.
Yikes.
And I was like, I'm really sorry to bother you, but I'm in my room. And he was like, maybe you should call the front desk. I was like, oh, so again,
Oh, no.
I'm sure they're fine people. They did take care of
On both
some of the
sides.
problem on both sides. Yes. But these are two things that point to this place having fundamental problems.
Perhaps they shouldn't be good neighbors.
Perhaps they shouldn't be good neighbors. And if it comes between, I'm going to stay there and I'm going to stay at Motel 6, go with Motel 6.
So follow up from our last episode where I fell in love with the JW Marriott.
Mm-hmm.
I've since tried to book. I booked a trip to Anaheim for various reasons, but one of the main ones to spend time with Dan. And I looked to book at the JW Marriott for this time. I'm going from Saturday to Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at the Anaheim hotel where Dan is staying. The Anaheim hotel for the vacation package was $1,500. The same package at JW Marriott was $4,000.
Oh.
I opted for the Anaheim hotel.
Well, the Anaheim Hotel is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Across
it
the
might
street.
become the official hotel of this
Supreme
podcast.
Resort. All right.
I've never
so
actually
anything
stayed
else?
there, but still.
Anything else on your trip to Disneyland that you'd like to address or discuss
Dan and I
Um,
rope dropped.
We did a rope drop.
for a restaurant?
Yes, we went to Jolly Holiday and watched everybody walk by.
Great.
We went to Pirates of the Caribbean because why, Eric?
Oh, because thematically, it's the best introduction to your Disneyland park day.
Brainwash. So you rope dropped. What time did you rope drop?
Oh God, we got there. I don't know what time you got there, Eric. I got there at 7, I think, because I was just awake anyway. I was like,
Right,
whatever.
Yeah, I got there about the same time, and then you just hopped over to my line because I happened to get a little bit further up.
The
Where did you
line
stay,
at that
Eric?
time.
I stayed
the
at
line,
the Disneyland Hotel.
Of course you did.
to give
so
you,
I was,
to give you
a
a point of
good
reference.
mile
The
away.
line at that time was almost reaching the gates of California Adventure.
Uh-huh.
At 7?
Yeah, it's 7.
Yeah.
Speaking of rope drop, back to my trip, we, as a Disney World resort guest, you get in 30 minutes before. Animal Kingdom opened at 8. We got there at 7:30. We were we were going through the turn tap styles at 7:30, and not a soul. We're like, oh my God, this is great. Let's go to Avatar. Not a soul. Like, we're just walking by ourselves. Turns out we missed the first wave because the line at that point was an
Oh God.
hour.
Oh, God.
Oh gosh.
And we got there when the park opened at 7:30, and we were an hour behind.
Oh,
So
okay.
when we went to Epcot for Guardians, the park opened at 9, early entry 8:30. We got there at 8, and we were it was a 15-minute wait. It wasn't bad.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
um,
I'm sure the listener is wondering when we're going to get to security, and I think that
I'm wondering.
now's
Me
probably a
too.
good time. But I think we have
Yeah.
another ad that we have to air
Oh,
before
that's right.
we do
Okay.
that.
contractual obligation.
Yeah, even though they're not paying us legally.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Hugh Hauser.
At Single
Why
Riders,
does every
we're
ad
not
start
afraid to
with that?
rethink romance or fairy tales That's why we're proudly founded by Joe the Bearded Nerd, a real person launching a real dating app who really uploaded this analysis to his TikTok.
Gaston is pretty f***ing well liked. There's an entire song that the entire bar sings about him. He's kind of a musclehead. But in general, they still like him. Everybody likes him. He's basically slept with everybody in the entire town. He knows, he's very proud of that, and he's very, bravado. But, he approaches Belle. He asks her out. Maybe a few too many times, and I'll admit that. The Beast is a terrible bad guy. An absolutely awful person. And then Gaston rallies the town together to go and kill the Beast, because from their perspective, he's keeping her hostage, and the Beast is doing terrible things. So yeah, I definitely don't think that Gaston, in our viewing, from seeing it from our perspective, maybe he's not a great guy, but in general, he really didn't do anything wrong. He's kind of the hero of the story, had he actually won,
This is the kind of insight that sets us apart. Literally, from society. Joe's not just rewriting the narrative. He's rebranding red flags as plot points. At Single Riders, we say, why learn from beauty when you could sympathize with Gaston? And yes, this was once a parody, but now it's real. Mobile phone with Arrow Single Riders. Where single means misunderstood, and misunderstood means probably online. Remember when it was just a funny idea?
Now,
We sure do.
when he said he slept with everyone, does he include LeFou in this?
I would, I'm going to say yes.
How about Maurice?
I'm going to also say yes.
But with Tom, his name is Tom?
Joe.
Joe. So, with Joe, what we've learned about Joe is that if he did, in fact, have intercourse with either LeFou or Maurice or the various women in the town,
right,
it's possible it was not with their consent.
That seems to be something that that's certainly a possibility based on the Joe verse that we are uncovering.
Okay. Moving on. So after September 11th, 2001,
what happened then?
Everyone, well, it depends on who you ask and who was responsible, but what happened that
Saddam
we all
Hussein
get
flew
to
the plane and
we'll go to inside job. We go to any of the Disney parks. We are all subject to some form of search.
Mm-hmm.
Disneyland and Disney World probably both implemented security at the same time. So I don't know who went first, but because Disneyland opened first, Disneyland goes first. Dan is going to argue for the security experience at the Disneyland Resort. Eric will argue for the security experience at the Disney World Resort. If I like something Dan says about the Disneyland Resort security, you will hear this sound.
Do you want to date me?
I thought we were done with the ads.
No, that's
the sound. Okay.
That's the sound. Yes.
If Eric says something I like about Walt Disney World security, you will hear this sound.
Hi, I'm Hugh Hauser.
Oh, another ad's coming. I don't understand why all of his ads had behind Huell Hauser.
I think that's just Eric enjoying hearing Huell Hauser.
Okay. So, Dan, tell us about the security experience at the Disneyland Resort.
Okay. And listener, if you've been to both, you understand now why we're leaving so little time to do this.
That's right.
Okay. So
Clock's
history. History. Before 9/11, you just walked in. Everything was great. After 9/11, security checkpoints were introduced at the Esplanade entrances. Downtown Disney initially remained open and unscreened. Over time, they introduced metal detectors. This was oddly enough during the time when they had external contractors temporarily. I feel like this might be on purpose, sort of as though they were like, hey, it's out of our hands. This external contractor wanted to add the metal detectors. And then afterwards they were like, yeah, but they're so heavy, we can't get rid of them. And so 2024, 2025, Downtown Disney incorporated into the secured area with screening. West End Plaza had modern facilities that opened in 2024. The procedures, what they used to do is they would just sort of like let you walk in. Now they check every single bag, every bag. Every bag. They
Every
check
pocket of every bag.
every pocket of every bag,
every pouch of every stroller.
and they're
You
not
have to unzip them
necessarily
yourself.
friendly when they do it or careful.
No.
However, they are secure, and they are very sure to ask somebody carrying this medication thing what's in there, and you're very tempted to say none of your business, but hey, whatever. But sometimes they don't. And sometimes you're wearing a shirt that criticizes Bob Chapek in some fun way, and they hint that perhaps they shouldn't let you in, and then you argue with them, and they say, well, okay, I guess you can go in. And then sometimes they see someone wearing a Let's Go Brandon shirt, and they're like, that's cool, go ahead. So that's security at Disneyland. Then you go through a metal detector.
So the security checkpoints are at Mickey and Friends Tram.
Mickey and Friends Tram at Harbor, at Toy Story parking, usually before 11 a.m. And at the West entrance. Grand Californian.
Right.
Hot tips and tricks. Grand Californian's going to be your smoothest way to get in.
Wait, there's another one. There's a security before you get into California Adventure from the Pixar Place Hotel.
Because they've got that side entrance by Corndog Castle.
Yes,
which is dead.
And there's also one by the north, where ESPN Zone used to be.
Right. The Rainforest Cafe from the parking lot.
Yeah,
Eric, sometimes it's to you, Corndog Castle or that side entrance.
Sorry, what was your question?
You said by the Corndog Castle, which is dead to me. Which part is dead? The Corndog Castle or the entrance?
Oh, Corndog Castle.
Corndog Castle, not the entrance.
Okay. Why is Corndog Castle dead to you?
Yeah. But from Disneyland Hotel or from...
Eric, answer the question.
Why is Corndog
Castle dead to you?
Because they don't understand how mobile order works. So when you use mobile order and you put the thing in, and it says your order is ready. What do? You have to muscle your way through a bunch of people who are standing around waiting for their mobile order to be ready, and don't realize that you should maybe not stand next to the counter.
Just wait till they tell you it's ready.
Right.
Then you muscle your way.
And that's normally what happens. But yeah, so your order is ready. You muscle your way forward. If you're at Corndog Castle, you get up to the front and they say, you just pushed past everybody in line. And then you say
cast
something.
Member said this.
Cast member said this, yes.
Okay.
And then you say, but my order is ready. And then cast member says, yes, all of their orders are ready too. You need to stand at the back of the line. And you say, what's the point of mobile order?
Yeah.
And they stare at you with a blank face. And then you say, order canceled, I'm leaving. And you never go back.
Ooh, nice. By the way, this is a more interesting topic. All the Disney parks restaurants that are now dead to us.
All right, let's go.
Land v World. Okay. So those are all the entrances. Now, from experience,
yes,
listener, and perhaps from previous episodes, you will have less scrutiny coming from the resorts,
correct,
than you will coming from Harbor.
For sure.
Which kind of makes sense, even if you filter it through my political point of view, because Harbor is... it's Harbor. It's open to everybody, right?
Anybody can come through, where presumably if you're coming through the resorts side, you are coming from a resort. So you're staying on property, spending your money with Disney. So maybe they're a little bit more flexible. Case in point, Eric had recording equipment. He came through on Harbor side. They check and check and check. Came through the resort side, no check.
They had to call a supervisor to make sure that it was okay to bring a microphone into the parks.
On the Harbor side, but on the resort side, no questions.
Right.
So quick tips, Symbolot West entrance is quicker, but you're right about the resorts being the, I guess, easiest to get through.
And that includes the Grand Californian. And
Yeah. And let's see, you can't bring any toy guns. Harbor Boulevard is going to be the
Can
longest.
you go
Yes.
through the entrance of Grand Californian into California Adventure if you're not staying at Grand Californian?
I've never tried to do that in the morning because I don't understand why anyone would rope drop that park.
Unless you're staying there.
But during the day, I've never had a problem with that.
The answer is Radiator Springs Racers, but yeah, in the morning they're a little more strict. Later on in the day, if you went through and you're eating lunch or dinner or whatever, you can go back through that entrance. Nobody cares.
Got it. All right, continue, Dan.
One thing that is interesting is that cast members as well as guests don't really love the security procedure, to the point that I think it's implied that they are outside contractors, but they are not.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that is part of the show of this, because, everything at Disneyland is part of a show.
Mm-hmm.
So if they operate in a way that feels outside, then I think that gives the impression that it is more secure. But in reality, security begins like at Harbor Boulevard.
Right.
And therefore the show begins at Harbor Boulevard. And
it hard ends at Harbor Boulevard too.
Oh,
on the way out.
Yes, it sure does. But
when you see cast members in their costumes walking down the street,
but that I did find interesting. I did find that interesting because the way that they deal with guests and apparently cast members as well is so not normal that I really thought that they were outside contractors. But I do think that is a perception that they sort of,
versus going through security at Disney World.
Yeah. Eric, tell us how complicated and convoluted and invasive that is.
Same history, I assume.
Oh, yes. Following that September 11th business, they started doing bag checks.
Mm-hmm.
And they did that for a while. It wasn't until December 17th, 2015, that every theme park in Florida, we're talking Universal, we're talking SeaWorld, everybody on the same day installed metal detectors. Overnight, all of these parks went live on metal detectors.
But there was still a bag check.
Yeah, there was a bag check before. There was still a bag check at metal detectors.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was the thing for a while. Disney
still
Springs
thoroughly check every bag, and they squeeze everything. And if they want to, they just throw everything on the table. And
that's right.
Is that what they do?
That's correct.
Yeah. But
Disney Springs didn't have security.
That's what I was about to say. Disney Springs did not have any security. You were fine. You just went through. It was okay. That has changed over time. Disney Springs does have security now.
They sure do. It's all on the same floor. It's like floor 3 of the multiple lots where you have
the Lime and the other ones. Yeah. All of the parking garages, or if you're entering on the north side near the Christmas store, they've got security there. But over time, the security has changed from a bag check with a metal detector to a much more efficient, kind of like at the airport when they scan your entire body and say,
but you don't have to put your arms up in a certain position. You just walk through.
Right. You just walk through this detector, and there are a bunch of people standing around. You can bring your bag through. You just walk. It started.
And don't stop. Don't slow down. Just one at a time.
Right. Yeah.
There are no lines for security at Walt Disney World.
Correct. This started at the Magic Kingdom first, and quickly went to all of the other parks and Disney Springs. And really, unless you've got something, they kind of randomly pull people out of the line to check. And
I'll give you a couple of examples. I have a glasses case that has got metal in it, and if it's in my backpack, it will sound an alarm and they will pull me aside.
Right.
They told me years ago, just take your glasses case and extend it completely in front of you.
Right.
True for an umbrella, true for anything, heavy metal. Put it in your hand and put it in front of you so that when it triggers the alarm, we'll see what it is and you will not be stopped.
Correct.
So I was not stopped at any point on our trip and our multiple security experiences last week. My wife had 2 fans, like electric fans, little battery operated fans, and they were together in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
She was stopped because of that.
Yeah.
But anyway, in general, very little stoppage, very little bag check, and
Yeah.
only bag check if you set some kind of concern or alarm. These security apparati also measure your body temperature.
Yeah, that was the initial idea, was when you were walking through back in the early COVID days, where that was also your temperature check entering the parks.
And I presume it still is.
I suppose. I don't know if they're really looking at it, but
if it's if it's the same technology as the airport, then I can tell you that they do measure temperature. Because as a larger person, I am frequently scanned because certain areas get warm.
Your ears.
It's really interesting that every single time they're like, I think we need to scan your crotch. I'm like, I'm just fat.
It's just heat from friction. Is that
I'm just fat.
Yeah. I mean, I went into Hollywood Studios once wearing like Star Wars bounding, Batu bounding. And they're like, you got to step over and get scanned. And because I was wearing like a bandolier, I had taken all the little bits of metal out of it and everything, but I was wearing a lot of stuff. And the security person said, I suppose you probably expected this. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. And yeah, true to form, they just, wave the wand around. They're like, okay, you're good. Go on in.
So, Eric, are you implying that when they have to scan less people and deal with less scrutiny, they become more, they're able to retain their basic humanity and sense of compassion?
You know what? Their sense of humor certainly was intact.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fun interactions with security people who are like, I don't know what you got in your bag. You better take it out. Next time, hold it out here. But they're joking around about it. Like, next time, just do this.
And I'm guessing all the parks are unsafe because of this, because of the lack of scrutiny and the presence of whimsy.
Yes. I mean, the 7 switchblades I got into Animal Kingdom last time. I didn't use most of them.
So just in fairness, the security, as you had intimated, at Disney Springs, at the entrance of Animal Kingdom, entrance of Epcot, entrance of Hollywood Studios, and at Magic Kingdom, you've got it at Mickey and Friends. No, is that what it's called? The Transportation Ticket Center.
Oh no, there's nothing at the TTC.
No, it's all just one big security at the main entry plaza, with the exception of the one on the east for Contemporary Resorts and the one on the west for Grand Floridian.
Right. Or if you take one of the boats in, like from Wilderness Lodge, you get scanned on the way in from the boats.
Right. But the process is all the same.
Yeah.
We had an experience at going from Bay Lake Tower to Magic Kingdom this week. That whole fan situation, they put the bag on the table and my son had a water bottle. It was not the best made, but it was full of water. And the bag fell off the table and the top of the water bottle broke.
Oh no.
No apologies. No, let me replace that for you. It's just, that was it. It's broken. Have a nice day.
Jimmy will never go back again.
Yeah. Well,
he sold his stake in Bay Lake Tower.
So I had to give my kid my water bottle. I was drinking out of a plastic thing. I had to refill in the thing.
Now you've got microplastics in you for the first time.
That's right. Anyhow, so Disney World's better for security. Have a nice day.
Well, but clearly less secure.
Hi, I'm Hugh House.
And if you ask, it's what's funny about the Disneyland security system is like, they have to know it's archaic because they have this other thing, right? But anytime there's any conversation around it or about it, it's almost like they're like, well, there's literally no other way that we can do this.
Right. I don't understand it. There has to be a reason, and it cannot be financial. There has to be a reason.
It's so interesting because they just.
I think it's part of the show. Honestly, I think it's part of the show, and I think it is part of. I think that they haven't changed Disneyland because first of all, people will accept it. And I think that it's the theater of safety, just like a lot of this stuff is. I think that also, I think they're kind of carrying some water for Disney World to be like, oh no, they're more advanced. We're the brokies. We're the small park. We can't possibly do this thing that Knott's Berry Farm does too.
Yeah. By the way, they have the same thing that Disney World has.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't get it. It's dumb, and they need to change it, and it's dumb.
Disneyland invested millions in changing their front gate.
That's right.
Scanning stuff, but not the security. Never the security.
I also wonder if there's I wonder if that part of the union actually is a union.
Oh, maybe. Oh. It does require a lot more people to do the bag checks.
And that's what I'm thinking is that.
That's interesting. Security workers union. Yeah, that's the most plausible explanation because nothing else makes sense.
There we go.
Congratulations, Disney World. Dan, you'd mentioned something. I didn't want to derail because of our hard out.
Yeah.
But because we have a few more minutes. You'd mentioned something earlier about Cortona.
Yes.
And you'd mentioned something about under new management.
Yes.
I had an experience yesterday. Yeah, you didn't play that music while
Yeah, I missed it. Sorry.
I had an experience yesterday, unrelated to anything to do with this show. Mm-hmm. My two sons, on their birthday, always request that I... No. They request that we go to breakfast at IHOP.
Ooh. Okay.
The only 2 times a year I go to IHOP are on my children's birthdays. Okay. Sometimes we'll be like, hey, let's go to breakfast. Where do you want to go? IHOP. No. Hard pass. No. It's expensive. It's not good.
Yeah.
Let's go to Cracker Barrel or, something else.
Mm-hmm. I apologize
recently,
for Jimmy saying that word.
On my last, in March of my oldest birthday, we went and I finally found something since they did away with the cheeseburger omelet, which was delightful.
Oh.
Egg white omelet with hamburger, American cheese, ketchup and mustard, ketchup and mustard run in like little zigzags like you would on a hot dog, and pickles. A godsend.
Yeah.
Okay. Since they did away with that, I found the sirloin tips and eggs. These are tender, sweet, caramelized onions, phenomenal, delicious, worth every penny. Steak tips, caramelized onions, egg white scramble, hash browns, buttermilk pancakes.
Now the egg white, that's you. That's your choice.
That's a me thing.
Okay.
Oh my God, so good. So that's the last time. Yesterday, my younger son is on cross country and they did a time trial. They have to run 2 miles and he did it in like 15 minutes, which is great. Tired, end of summer. Let's go to breakfast. Where do you want to go? He wants to go to IHOP. Okay, fine. Let's go to IHOP. Dina, my wife, came with us. The 3 of us went. Sirloin tips. Dina had shredded beef tacos with so much flavor. The salsa that they gave her was so hot she couldn't finish it.
No.
That kind of flavor at an IHOP.
Wow.
They were washing windows.
What?
Inside and out. Window sills inside. They were washing the restaurant. It wasn't empty. It was probably half full, right?
Yeah.
I went to the bathroom. I got stopped. How's your day going? It's going great.
Did they
We're
check your
really
bag?
glad you're here. Thank you for joining us.
Wow.
Huh.
It's crazy.
Like a manager or just a random person?
Just an employee. It wasn't a manager. Just one of the people cleaning the windows. And
Did
then
he ask what you were going to do in the bathroom, whether it was number 1, number 2, or number 3?
it was on the way from, and they said, how did it go?
How did it go?
Did everything come out okay?
Nice.
And then, paid at the front, delicious meal. Everybody was happy. It's raining, cats and dogs, as they say. There are 4 people standing outside with umbrellas. And you're like, well, these people are just waiting to get in. No. These were employees of IHOP with umbrellas to walk us to the car.
Wow.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
We left and we saw them going to other cars with people coming to the restaurant to walk them into the restaurant.
It's Crazy.
with umbrellas. I was like, what is happening at IHOP under new management? Like, this was the most, I don't know. I mean, that's the best experience I've ever had at a restaurant.
Have you been to an IHOP other than that one?
No.
Okay. So here's the thing. I wonder if, and I'm not saying IHOP is great. I'm a Denny's guy myself between the two.
Sure.
But,
I love Denny's here.
Yeah. I wonder if that IHOP was so bad that it not only spoiled you on the brand, but the new management had to come in and make such a sweeping change to be like, no, we're trying now.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny is it was raining again this morning, and I drove by, I was on my way to the Kroger, and I drove by and I looked over, and umbrellas. There are people standing outside with umbrellas.
Wow.
It was crazy.
United Nations of pandemics.
Man, I'm telling you. Anyway, that was it. It struck me when you said under new management. I wanted to bring that up. Yeah. IHOP, fully endorsed by the Supreme Resort.
Cortona, less endorsed.
Not endorsed. No longer endorsed. We're deleting that part of the episode from the moderate hotels.
Yeah. No, and seriously, if you have something booked there, I mean, it could be great, but I wouldn't risk it.
Anaheim Hotel.
Yeah. Well, Anaheim Hotel is more expensive. That is usually my go-to, which is why I went to Cortona, because I was just like, okay, well, now is a chance for me to try this hotel that I've been curious about, that I've heard good things about. And now
you never know until you try.
I have experienced exactly, and never again. My voice is still sore from 2 weeks ago from screaming into the pillow out of frustration. Yeah.
Random passersby, you're like, "Don't come here."
Yeah.
Well, if Dan could hear them, they could hear him. That's true. We know about how sound works.
Yep.
Okay, so thank you both. I appreciate you letting me give my full report on Disney World, and thank you for your report on Disneyland, and thank you for sharing the security experience at Disneyland, Disney World. Disney World is way better when it comes to security. I think we understand why. And
pretty recent thing, but
I'll find out in person in just 3 weeks.
Wow. And we'll be able to check out that Walt robot several times if you want.
Yeah, we will. I as far as I'm concerned, that's all we do.
Get up there with calipers, measure his face.
Every seat. Yep. We watch every show. We just move one seat. We can double up. So I'll be in a seat, you'll be in the seat next to me, and then we'll just like leapfrog.
Actually, you know what? If we go at the right time, we could just change seats.
Because I think that the bloom is off that rose at this point. Because all the people who
So I did go. So I didn't go the following day because I had finally figured out how to get sleep, and I slept until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and had no voice. And I was just like, "F it, I'm just gonna hang out at the hotel." But the following day I went back, which ironically was like one of the better trips I've had. And I got to see it 3 times, I think. And each show had, I mean, it wasn't packed, but it was a sizable amount of people.
Yeah. But that was like opening weekend. What I'm saying is a month later, maybe blooms off the rose a little bit.
Yeah, I think I would imagine maybe half full, but if we go like at night,
when we rope drop, obviously,
right, that'll be the first thing we do after
breakfast.
After breakfast, come on.
All right, well, thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening. I hope it was enjoyable for you. Hope it was entertaining and educational. We have other shows on the network. Used to have Bantha Milk. We might have it again. Used to have Ears Up.
In depth.
That probably won't happen again. Still have Ears Up. We still have. We used to have Scraping the Vault. We might have that again. Still haven't talked to Audrey. Hi, Audrey.
Oh, please do.
Oh wait, she doesn't listen. So what else is there? There's the Puny Pod. They're still going through the Marvel universe,
going strong,
and they keep adding movies. Fantastic Four is fantastic,
and Superman's good.
Superman's really good. They won't cover that on Puny Pod, probably.
Why not? And then we got Hub Crawl, different network, but also good.
Different network. Yep.
And Bowie Splaining.
And Spokes.
Yes. And then Bowie Splaining's happening, different network, but also good. If in case you're curious, we are just now in the middle of Scary Monsters.
Why are there 3 episodes on Scary Monsters? I don't know.
Usually we have a side A, which is history and context and whatnot. And it's Eric and I talking, so we get sidetracked a lot. And then side B is usually track by track. And we recorded that one last night. 2 hours in, we only covered side 1 of the album.
Wow.
Yes.
You have a lot to say about David Bowie.
I kind of like him.
Yeah, I've gotten that suspicion. I hope that book has helped. Has that helped with the podcast?
Is
it supplemental to the podcast?
I like the book a lot. It is currently in my classroom. Because I think that's the perfect place for it. Sure. Physical media isn't great for me for studying, but it has helped. It's not a go-to, but
you can't look for keywords.
It's hard to search in a book. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Listen to those shows. I think it was on the After Hours, but there is a sister podcast of the Hub Crawl, different network. It is such a popular show that there is a podcast that has been created by listener concierge Marie that they talk about on Spokes what happens on the Hub Crawl.
Yeah. Which, by the way, means that the Hub Crawl has better fans than we do.
That's correct. Nobody has a podcast talking about what we talk about.
Right. Most podcasts don't have a podcast talking about what was on the podcast. So
what's the thing like there's like The Walking Dead had a show called The Talking Dead.
Yes. Yeah.
What is that called? It's like it's not a rewatch. It's
a reaction
podcast.
I think that's the term.
Anyway, thank you for listening, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful whatever you're doing, and be good to each other now more than ever, even though we're freer than we've ever been. And things are getting better.
Everything's great.
Everything's great. But still, now more than ever, be good to each other, be kind. And until next time, court is adjourned.
At Single Riders, we believe innovation happens when you ask the hard questions. Questions like, what if dating was more like car rentals? What if intimacy came with a customer review section? What if the problem wasn't loneliness, but inefficiency? Enter Joe the Bearded Nerd, visionary founder, lifelong Disney adult, and architect of emotional streamlining. Before Single Riders, he pioneered localized dating accountability networks with his bold prototype, the baggage claim. Let's hear it in his words.
What we do need is we need to find out things about the women that we're dating before we go out on the date, or, we feel like something's not quite right, anything like that. So I have come up with the genius idea of creating a Facebook page called The Baggage Claim. Okay? Now, The Baggage Claim is going to be where a guy can go on there before he goes out on a date with someone, or even if he's been seeing this girl for a little bit, and say, hey, has anybody dated this girl? Does anybody know anything about her? And then guys can go on there and be like, yeah, went out with her a couple times, didn't work out, whatever. Or a guy can be like, yo, she tried to bring her best friend on the first date and make me pay for her. And we don't want to deal with that. Those are red flags. We don't like that. So I live in Orlando, and I'm going to create a Facebook page called the Baggage Claim, but it's going to be the Orlando Terminal, right? And then we can have all sorts of different chapters. We can have the Tampa chapter, the Miami chapter. We can even have the Dallas, the Portland, whatever, right? But I think that this is going to be a huge, huge deal. So yeah, look out for the Baggage Claim in your local city.
What you just heard isn't just an idea. It's a philosophy of connection. Some call it peer-informed relational forecasting. Others might describe it as a public review aggregator for women. Here at Single Riders, we call it user-generated preemptive compatibility mapping. Of course, with any visionary, there are questions about tone, about intent, about whether the founder of a dating app should ever publicly say, we don't want to deal with that when referring to women with friends. But those questions aren't ours to answer. We're just here to build the app. Single Riders. Where Joe's ideas find their most powerful audience, people who already think they're dating experts.